So, and then they bounced me. So,
Disorderly product news is in here.
Disorderly. If you guys listen, if you guys haven't subscribed to Disorderly Product News, I mean, this guy is a walking time bomb of like just comedy and activism combined. Um, yeah, just
Joe Cool, who's linked up with Disorderly Product News, they go out there and do the First Amendment audits. And I told Joe, I said, man, I love about your content, and to me, what makes it unique is that, you know, you guys got these, they're in Chicago, and they got these Chicago accents, which I love right off the bat anyway. And they add humor, but they know their stuff, they're articulate, they can be firm when it's necessary, they can be lighthearted when it's necessary. They're not out there just rabble-rousing, you know, they have a point. There's a point to their stuff. And their point, Joe Cool's point and Disorderly Product News, and I'll talk about some of the other guys, is to get out the truth and to break people free. I love it.
All right, San Joaquin Valley Transparency. Today I get the honor to bring you guys an awesome channel that I just found. He actually just reached out to me, and so here I am. I went through his channel and I've been binge watching all day. So if I didn't answer some of your phone calls today, that's probably because I was really stuck on this guy's channel. I'm that excited about it, guys, so I know you're gonna want to subscribe to this guy. He's very brave, he's very well spoken when he's talking about and regarding law. He highlights the good officers as well as the bad, which to me is important for transparency.
What's going on, YouTube? I'm back at it like a bad habit. So I just want to thank my DPN family, Disorderly Product News. Thank you. I appreciate it, Mr. Peabody. That's so funny. But no, for real. You know, you guys need to, my followers, you need to check out his channel. You know, he's trying to change things out.
Disorderly Product News. This guy is great. If there was 20 Disorderly Product Newses out there, and they all went and did what this guy did, day in and day out, you think the stupid blue ISIS flag would be hanging? This guy does a great job, man. Please go and subscribe to Disorderly Product News.
Trying to look here. Do you watch Disorderly Product News out of Chicago? No, I haven't. I haven't seen them. If I get a minute, I'll go look.
What's going on, guys? Disorderly Product News. Those are just a couple of my friends in activists, the videography, the auditing, however you want to label it, if you need to label it, community. What I want to show you is I was able to do something that is only ever talked about, is only ever, I guess, threatened, for lack of better words. When somebody puts out their personal cell phone and they work as a public employee, the person always says, the auditor, the activist, the videographer always says, I'm going to FOIA request your personal cell phone because you're using it on company time. Now, I made that same statement during this video as that woman constantly kept on taking out her cell phone and filming me. The only difference is I was able to use the law, go into that woman's personal cell phone, rip the pictures out, and I have them here to show you. So if you haven't seen this video, the Chicago Film Office, go on my page. Actually, I'll leave a link in the description. It's actually a very, very, very interesting video. It's Chicago Fire came and filmed, and police officers work second jobs as security for these film crews. It's actually a production company, and they are not working on behalf of the citizens. They are not working in the citizens' best interest. They are working in the production company's best interest. And the production lady told the sergeant that everybody had to get off this block. It was 6 o'clock on a Friday. So everybody had to get off that block. Nobody could park, and people had to park 2-3 blocks away from their house. And then we had to go inside. I said, what happens if we live here? He goes, well, then go inside your house. Go inside our house? Go inside our house? Not only that, listen to this. Listen to this right here. This is Kwame. Kwame is the head of the Chicago Film Office, and he's talking. And when I say I want to make a FOIA request for that permit, he kind of gets upset. Listen. Okay, and I don't need a FOIA request. I want to get the permit.
So you want to do a FOIA request for the permit?
Yeah. Where would I go about doing that? Where would I get that FOIA request?
Okay, we'll get that information for you.
Okay, thank you. I said FOIA request 2 minutes into here. 2 minutes in here, I said FOIA request, and you're the first person that said you have it in here. So here's the FOIA request for the permit for that data filming. I'll also leave that video in the description where the officer said everybody had to go inside their house and clear the block at 6 o'clock on a Friday. If you look right there, these are the dates they had the permit for filming, or when they were filming. And then if you look over here, this is the date that the permit was actually issued. So they filmed on December 13th, which was Friday the 13th, into December 14th, early Saturday morning. The next business day that they could have got a permit would have been Monday, which would have been the 16th. They didn't have a permit. At least that's what it looks like to me. I'm no expert in permits, but this is the date you requested it, and it was issued 2 days later. Seems like something's fishy there. So now, just for something to compare it to, another day I went, that I asked for it on the 14th is when the permit was requested, and it was issued on the 14th. So that seems about right. That video will be in the description. But now I'm about to show you the thing that everybody talks about but never, ever, ever, ever does. I'm about to show you something that's never been seen before. Bam! That's disorderly right there. Pointing his finger at Kwame, surrounded by security and somebody else. So you think that's easy? I was stuffed in a corner. That's right, I used the long arm of the law and my precision as the concrete constitutionalist, the concrete Johnny Cochran, to reach inside that woman's personal cell phone and rip out the picture. And not only that, when she did a whole photo shoot, she was snapping pictures left and right. I went and got them all. Now, how many times have you heard somebody say they're going to do this and it never happens? It's always an idle threat. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know what to say. You can't give them any excuses. This is valuable information to have. I think I might write a book or a blog or something teaching people how to do these type of things, right? You are in control of the government. The government's only purpose is to serve the people, right? So if they're getting paid on the taxpayer's dime and they're going to do this type of behavior, you have a legal recourse. You have a legal remedy to that. And you just got to state it the right way. You got to... I'd have to explain it firsthand to whoever, because it goes by a case-by-case basis. But generally, in this case, I use the fact that she said she's got her documentation. So she stated the purpose of taking the pictures for reasons of documentation. Well, you're on the clock. You're working in official capacity. The only reason me and you are in here even seeing each other is because I'm coming to the film office. You're working for the film office. So if you're using your personal cell phone to document an interaction me and you are having in said field office while in the course of your duties, then that has to be FOIA requestable. You have just turned your cell phone into a tantamount body camera, security camera, and I used the grounds of exigent circumstances, so they couldn't squiggle out and say, oh, well, we need a warrant, we need a subpoena, which are the two other ways you would have to get that out. I said exigent circumstances, and that is FOIA requestable, which means that it was not safe. It was not in a secure location, so it needs to be secured, taken out of there until a judge can decide on it. But luckily, I ran into a public servant that actually does her job right, and well, either way, it's not luckily, because I would have got it either way. Whether it was through them or through Springfield, it was coming to me. And if it wasn't coming to me, she erased it, then we were going to have a problem. So, we use this forum, this movement, whatever you might want to call it, this entertainment, if that's what you look at it as a time to teach each other, right? To help each other. We the people. I got one more thing to show you, but this is the fundamental principle I go by. When the people are scared of the government, that's called tyranny. But when the government is scared of the people, why, that's called liberty. And you have to believe that. You have to believe that you can make a difference. You really can. One person holds so much power. Anyways, pay attention to Disorderly Product News, because we're going to have one Michael Alexander. That video from Santa Barbara? Oh, it was, I forget what county it was, but the older video where he arrests the DA, or at least threatens. He actually does arrest the DA. He'll explain it to you, where the DA takes out his wallet because he's so nervous. He's going to be on Disorderly Product News. We're going to tape that interview I think Thursday. So that'll be out next weekend or this coming up weekend. So pay attention. A lot of legal stuff going on in disorderly product news. One more thing. Let's take a look at this. This is the letter I got back on the behalf of the Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events. The woman that's working this is doing a fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic job. She is working for the people. She is earning her paycheck. Because a lot of times, laws written in black and white. Legislation is written in black and white. But government is just an idea. People form the government. So if they don't act in the manner in which the legislation was written or the spirit in which the legislation was written, it's no good. The government is just an idea. It's the people that run the government. And if they are not, how do you say, I don't know, true, honest, forthright, then what do we have? We just have ideas, but if they're not put in place, if they're not put forth in an honest effort, then we don't have much. But I can say this. The woman that is in charge of the Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events FOIA Division is doing her job. And she writes, Dear Mr. Reagan Peabody, on behalf of the Chicago Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events, I am responding to your Freedom of Information Act request received by the Department on January 17th, 2020. For the following footage requested of the Chicago Film Office employees' mint green iPhone taken on January 3rd at approximately 4:30 p.m. So on and so forth. You can read the rest of that at your leisure. Anyways, this was just a litmus test, a reason to show you that liberty still holds true in the city of Chicago. For those who doubted it, as long as Disorderly Product News has air in his lungs, it does at least. So, let freedom ring, let freedom ring. Disorderly Product News. Doing what others say they will but don't. Good night.